said, well, let's give him a bag. This is a studio. That is my studio. It is a Panasonic Toughbook. It weighs almost nothing. It comes with a market handle, which is awesome. In addition to the market handle, it's a touchscreen. And so the touchscreen that this enables me basically, and you'll see the full setup in a moment, it enables me to have advanced functionality, because the audio boo and the stuff that Ron is focused on is fantastic, but what we're doing on an everyday basis is high quality live and recorded audio. Not all of it can be done on that level, especially because SiriusXM, to give my company a plug for a minute, is often operating on a higher bandwidth, more data than your average AM or FM station. So, I mean, if I'm plugging this in, I usually don't have much time. And I'm usually not talking to a bunch of people. But it doesn't take that long to set up. In fact, most of what we're doing takes, if I get there late to the White House, which is probably more often than it should be, I can probably do this in about 3 minutes and go live. If any of you are ever listening and you hear me out of breath, you know why. Now, the other thing that I will mention too is that a lot of these things are market, but there are some additions that I've made. For example, anyone who deals with high-end audio equipment knows that XLR locks. No. USB doesn't. And so I came to SiriusXM shop and I said, well, what could we possibly do? Give me a high-tech or a low-tech solution to make this work. And they said, well, how about Velcro? And believe it or not, the Velcro works, and it basically gives it, the last thing you want is for somebody to kick out your plug while you're in the middle of a setup. And all of a sudden you go off the air because one of the 50 reporters crammed into the room decided that your equipment was worth kicking.
So what are you setting up?
Well, if I can, this is basically everything I need to go live. I have a 4G Verizon card that plugs in. I have a microphone, and this is a separate audio sound card. For those of you who do internet audio or mobile audio, you'll notice probably two things. That it tends to be a little bit lower in the volume. You can't always jack up the audio quality, and also the audio volume, and also that it's not always the highest quality. Having a separate audio sound card, this is a product from Shure called X2U, and it's basically XLR to USB. And that's all it does. And basically, if I can, if you see what I'm doing here on the desktop, by signing in to my, basically by adding by going online and then connecting to basically what we have is a codec software system, which again, for people in the radio business, it's basically studio quality sound. I can connect to one of our studios in Washington or New York instantly with basically studio quality, and could be live from anywhere. And the other thing, like I said earlier, is completely mobile. So a lot of people, when they see me walking around the White House, giving a conversation or interviewing someone, they say, you know, what do you have? And I said, this is an entire studio. I'm going live. I have audio editing software on here. I have Audition where I'm editing on the fly. And it's all extremely portable. And the rest of the bag is really tools to keep me dry, because sometimes we're running around after the president. Power cords, extra cords, some really cool high-end mics, and really invest in good microphones. If you can, if you have the money, it is so choice. And then the most recent addition, and there's always something after you get a nice new bag, they always say, let's give you one more toy, let's give you something that doesn't fit in the bag anymore. And I'm like, well, that's just dumb. But I was really getting annoyed because the TV people had a better reach than I did. And so I'm basically able to broadcast live and be anywhere I need to be in a matter of minutes. And I mean, it's probably compensating for something, but that's what I take with me every day to the White House.